Well, welcome back, everybody. This is a second attempt to record my video on 17 hats. The last one was taken down due to some, I guess I had some information on there that YouTube did not like for an email, which was my own, but they didn't like it. They took it down, so I'm going to try it again. But today we're going to cover 17 hats, and I am coming from Plutio. It's a project management CRM that's been in development. I was working with them for about using that platform for about 3 years, but I decided to step back until they kind of got all the kinks worked out. And so I've been researching what am I going to use next, and I found 17 hats, which I've heard of before, but it seems like it's going to be the best thing for me with the workflows and the invoicing, the reoccurring invoicing, the portal, things like that. So today I just want to go through why did I switch over? What do I like about it? What are some things that I don't like about it? And it's really just a review, and I'm just going to take you through it. If you're thinking about finding a CRM or a project management program, platform, maybe this will help you decide. So let's get right into it. Okay, so make sure you subscribe below, and so you don't miss my next video. It's small business resources. All right, so here is 17hats.com, and if you go in the description, you will see a referral link that will give you a discount if you decided to sign up, and give me a few credits for my own platform, so it's a win-win. But anyways, this is what it looks like. You can go through here, live demo, sign up for a free version, and we'll get into the plans here in a few. But this is it. So you just go get started, or you click on that link, like I said, down in the description, and you can get your discount. Okay, so we'll go right into my dashboard here, and it's pretty cool because I'm on the Black Friday deal where I got half off for a year, which I'm hoping I can get that again next year, but we'll see. But what I like about this is I've got two different businesses, and you can see here I've got my web design business, and then which has a lot more information with clients and stuff. So I'm going to use my other business that I just created, and it's Desert Plum Properties. We do investment real estate, short-term properties, things like that. But anyways, we're going to go into Desert Plum because it's more of a personal account, and I can show you more of it. So we're just going to go down the menus here and then cut over here to these top menus to see what you get with each package and how it works. So here's the dashboard. It's just kind of an overview of your calendars and what's coming up. And after I go through this, I'm going to talk about kind of ways to tweak your system, what works, some workarounds, things like that. So here's my calendar, paid the bill for our investment property today. You can set this up for your own location, recent activity, and then any pending items. So invoices, quotes, things like that will show up there. You have your contacts here, and you can see this is just my personal project for every time I have a short-term property or real estate investment property, I'll probably create a new project in here. So you can kind of use 17 hats in a lot of different ways on whatever fits your business needs. But we'll just go ahead. We're going to just create a basic contact form, full contact form. Let's just go in here to do a basic, and I'm just going to call this test. I am a client. You can choose which type of contact you have here. We'll just go test@gmail.com for this sake today. And then you can add any tags, and we'll get into those as well. So I'm just going to save this so you can see. Once I create a client, it's going to take you in. You can create a project off of this client. Okay? Excellent. It's time to create a project. For each service you provide, you will create a project. Project, much like an electric file folder, will organize and store all important information, documents, communications, events, notes, and to-dos. Okay, so there is how you can set that up. You go into leads, And you can, what I love about 17 Hats is all the automations that work. And I'm still slowly trying to build these automations. And as I'm working through them, I am loving 17 Hats more and more because the workflows really streamline your business. And we'll go into more detail in other videos if I get a good response on this one. So we have the leads, and once you get a lead from your lead capture form, it will show up in here. Okay, projects. So you can also go active projects, clients, or leads. So if you have a new lead and create a project and it's labeled still as a lead, it'll show up under here. Okay, going into calendar. So I want to talk about calendars a little bit. It took me a while to kind of figure out how calendars worked, but there's certain ways you can do it. It does. I'm a Google user, so it does work with Google. So while I'm on the calendar, let's just go over here to the calendar drop down, and you can add a calendar within 17 Hats. And I'll just show you how that works. So we'll go test. Okay, so now I go to my calendars and I'm going to go click on here, and I want just test. So let's go ahead and just create an event for tomorrow. Test event. Okay, and let's just go calendar. We're going to put it on the test calendar. Project, let's leave it blank for now. You can have it repeat, not repeat, etc. This is where I'm going to go in, and under the events for a specific calendar, I'm going to create either a to-do or an event. And just know this, I'll say this right now, events are the only thing that can sync with Google. If you create a to-do, it will not sync into Google. Okay, so just know that. So here's my test event. I'm going to save it, and you can see that it shows up here. Now, what I can do, there's two ways you can work with the calendars. So under here, I can share my test calendar, and here is the subscription link. So if you are using Apple or another calendar platform other than Google, you can actually go into the calendar and subscribe via this URL. So it only works one way with this though. So you would create an event inside 17 Hats, and then it would show up on your other calendar platform. However, it will not work the other way. You cannot create an event on that platform, other calendar platform, and have it sync with 17 Hats. It's only one way from 17 Hats to Google Cal. Okay, so that is if you create a native calendar inside 17 Hats. However, if you go into Google and you create a calendar, you can then go over here to calendars, and you can add a new calendar. So you can see here that I have set up my Gmail Desert Plum Properties Google Workspace calendar, and now they can go back and forth. So that's how you can do it with Google. With Apple, there is no two-way sync. It's only with Google. Okay, but there's other information out there on how to do workarounds and stuff like that. I'm not getting into that today. Okay, so again, you can create a calendar inside Google, bring it into 17 Hats, and then it can be two-way synced. Or you can create a calendar inside 17 Hats and share it with your Google Calendar, and then it's only one-way synced. I hope that makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions. So the cool thing is you can create as many calendars inside your Google account and then sync all of those. Okay, so I could go into Google Cal and I can create 5 different calendars for leads, for to-dos, for events, for personal items, whatever, and bring those all in here. And then under calendars, you can actually go through, you can go through and see them all here, and then just click and see which ones do I want to view, etc. Okay, so that is kind of a quick, dirty rundown on calendars. Now let's get into to-dos. To-dos are going to be good for just personal tasks that you want to get done, or in workflows, if something happens, then you can trigger a to-do, and I can kind of get into that. We'll do it an example workflow with that. Okay, So what I did is I created a list, bills for Grovers, but I decided not to use that because I want to be able to sync back and forth. I want to be able to go to Google Cal, create an event, and have it share with 17 Hats and vice versa. So if you're okay with just creating personal to-dos inside 17 Hats and just have it show up on your calendar or not, that is fine. Okay, so this is to-dos. To-dos are going to show up right in here under Let's Take Care of Business. So just know that. Events are going to show up here. Okay, so let's get into documents. All right. Here's where you can view invoices, quotes, contracts, and questionnaires, and you can create a new document right from here. So under documents, if you have any past due invoices, etc., they're going to show up in here. Any of the documents that you have out there inside the system will show up here. Now we have workflows. So workflows, you can read through this. Workflows have been great. So going back to my web design business, let me just kind of show you real quick my workflow through my web design business to give you a better idea. Okay, so here are the workflows that I have created inside the my web design business. And so we're going to kind of start with here, update Google contact labels. So update Google contacts and labels. So you can kind of read, let's go in here to edit. So to do, I want, after activating this workflow under the project, it's going to say, okay, now I'm going to update my Google contacts. I can go into Google contacts and I've got a whole list for my emailing that I put labels on there with my leads and my clients and etc. So after I update the Google contact, you can see here I've created another action item. Okay, so I'm going to start a workflow. So the pre-website workflow after all previous items are completed. So after I've updated and I click done, completed, it's now going to go into my pre-website workflow. So under here you can see now once I activate this workflow, okay, or after this workflow is activated, it's going to say send a quote. So I've talked to a client, I've updated that they're a lead, and then I've completed it, and now it's going to say, okay, Jess, it's time to send them a quote because they're interested in your services. You can either have this go, well, I want to approve it, or it will just send automatically. Until I get to know the system, I have it on approve first. So if you can see here, it says prompt, approve before sending or send automatically. So that's kind of what I have it set up. So after the proposal is sent, I'm going to send a contract. So after they've signed the quote and they say, yep, looks good, I'm going to now send them a contract. Okay. After they've signed the contract, I'm then going to be prompted, I'm going to send them an invoice. Okay. So after that, I'm going to then add remove the tag. So this is kind of cool that I'll show you this. And there's so many different workflows you can work with. And the only way to get to know this is to get in there and just start playing with it. Watch the tutorials within 17 Hats and just get in there and play with it. So I have a tag that's called under construction. So after they've signed the contract and they paid the invoice, boom, now their website is under construction. And I'll show you how I can filter all of my projects that are under construction here in a second. Okay, so after all previous items are completed, and now I'm going to go and I'm going to start another workflow. So now after all those things are ready, the website is under construction, now I can go into, it's going to start the website workflow. So this is where I'm going to start designing the website for my client, and everything is just automated. So I love about this is that when it is completed, a new task is going to come up. So it just kind of prompts you. So once you get a lot of wheels spinning inside your business, this really helps. So send questionnaire form. Okay, so send questionnaire form. Send automatically after I activate this workflow. Okay, so it's going to, after I activate it, boom, it's going to send it out. Offer custom content. That is a to-do item. Plan page structure. These are all to-do items for me when I complete those. At the very end, add remove under construction, and then I'm going to add the appropriate tags. Okay? So let's go back to the projects here. Okay? So here is a new lead project. But what I'm going to do is go back to Desert Plum and archive. So I'm going to just go to, you have to create a client first for a project. So test, now I'm going to create the project for here. This is the test project. Now here are all my tags that I can say. So annual plan, and boom, if you click enter, it will actually just add the tag for you. Okay, so I'm going to save. So now I'm going to go back to projects. Okay, let's go to active. Now you can see that it shows up here under annual plan. So any tag, you can't filter through anything other than name or the tag of the project. So if I just put annual, you're going to see all of my projects with that tag will show up here. So you'll get used to that. Okay, so that is how tags work. So now we've talked about workflows, and now we're going to go down into bookkeeping. Okay, this is the bookkeeping is an add-on, and I'm going to get into the pricing with that. You can sync your bank accounts. So I was doing it all manually through another video I did on YouTube through Airtable and Zapier, which worked out okay. But now with two businesses, I want everything automated. So this brings in all your expenses, brings in all of your payouts, things like that. So I'll be able to easily report that to my accountant at the end of the year. Okay, so there's that. Now we've covered all this. I want to now get into settings. So here is where you're going to do all your branding, preferences, email settings. You're going to set up your email accounts. Okay, and you can walk through this, and you can set up and bring in your email. How email works is if you have a project created with a client, okay, and you've set up your email, when that client emails you, you'll be able to check it inside Google, and you'll be able to check it inside the project. The project will automatically find that email from that recipient, from that client, and bring it in and sort it to that project automatically. This has been really great. Okay. Calendars, we already took a look at that. Client portal. The client portal you can customize here, and when we go back to, I'll show you what the client portal looks like, okay, for a specific client. Online scheduling. So if you go here to welcome to online scheduling, I'll show you what this looks like in my website. So I've created this lead capture form. So when someone fills out the lead capture form, it goes into 17 hats. I embedded this right on my site. Let's go over here to contact. Let's see. Book a call. Now this is where my scheduler is. So this also syncs right with my Google Calendar, which this is great. Okay. So going back over to here, that's the online scheduling. You can go in and edit this as you want. Users, it's just me. Log it. Referrals. This is the code and everything I'm going to give you inside the description down below. Plan information. Let's just get into the plan information. Like I said, I bought the Premier plan, got it half off, $300 a year. And I'm also doing the subscription payments and the time clock, which I'll get into the time clock here in a minute. So you have the essential plans. You can go into that, standard plan, and the Premier plan. They all have different pricing. You can go in here to essentials, standard, and Premier. So this is what you get with each one. Okay, 17 hats free, and there's also a free CRM that you can go in and play around with. It doesn't give you a whole lot, but at least gives you an idea on the free plan, you know, how the platform works. Here's feature overview, and you can go through and see exactly what is included with this. Now Stripe, I already was using Stripe, so this worked out great for my payment processing. Let's go on here. So you can see if you want to do users, brands, time tracking is $5 extra a month. And then it comes with recurring billing, which I needed. You can see all of these integrations. Bank connection, I also have that. So I'm also just paying $10 extra a month for these features. Yes, you're going to see there's a lot of different programs out there, platforms that are cheaper, okay, and that offer even more of the features and functionalities as 17 Hats. However, I looked and looked and looked, and this is what it's very tight, it's very clean, and the customer support is great. So that's kind of why I decided to go with 17 Hats. Okay, so let's go back overview. So let's say select. Now you can see here, continue, and then you can go in here and you can turn on what add-ons that you want. It'll put it in a shopping cart, and then you can pay for it there. Okay, let's go back into now projects or settings. Where were we? Plan information, integrations. These are the integrations that you can do. Documents and emails. If you want to change your templates, which they've already set up for you. Custom fields. This is where I have all custom fields set up, and you can add custom fields that will show up in a second when I show you a project. You can create your workflows through there. Lead capture forms, marketplace. These are different apps that you can set up. 17 Hats has been really designed for photography, which I've noticed there's a lot of photography related templates and features, but it's working great for my web design business. Moving on, tag management. You can create any tags you want. So that annual plan one I created, that showed up right there. So tags are great. You'll start utilizing those. Documents and emails. Archive, purchase, template. So these are all your documents and emails. Custom fields, workflows. Where was I? Marketplace, tag management, invoice options. This is where you're going to set up your invoice and connect your Stripe account. Tax settings, bookkeeping options. I've got it linked or connected to my credit card and my checking. And products and services. This is where if you go into my web design one, let me just show you. Switch brand. Go up to settings and products and services. These are all the products and services that I have. So when you're creating an invoice, you can just add these products and services that are there, or a quote, etc. Time tracking. This is where you can set up different rates if you're tracking time, and that is it. So I'm going to go back, switching you guys back and forth here. I'm going to go back to project, and we're just going to click now. There we go. So client portal. So you can either turn it off and on. You can have a password protection. Send this over to your client. Okay, so they can, and this is the welcome email that you can send to them. You can add a cover image, custom welcome message. And on my other one, I've created a custom welcome message and I saved it, and I can send that off to them and just add the template over and over when I invite my clients. You can turn this off. I do not want it viewed in the client portal, visible in the client portal. Okay, I can tell my client, or I can have set it up where I want my clients to see invoices, quotes, contracts, questionnaires, or turn off all of them or any ones that you want. Okay, now let me stop right here. I'm going to get down here now to files. You can see under the portal, you cannot share files, okay, with your client in their dashboard. So this is one of the things I really wish it could do. The clients could get in and have their dashboard and share files. But what I've done is I've had a workaround where every client I have a Google Drive folder for them. And I just, inside their welcome message, copy, paste it right inside their welcome message. So when you view their portal, let me show you real quick. This is your Google shared file, and then I'll put the link there. Now when you view client portal, let me turn this back. Let's turn off password so I can just show you. View client portal, okay. Let's see. Let's go back one more time. Custom welcome message. I gotta save it. That's why it didn't show up. Okay, let's go back and refresh. This is your Google shared file. So any information you have here, every time they go to their portal, they'll be able to click on that and it'll go to the Google shared file, which I use Google for everything, so it works out great. Event details, my information, past due, so a client can go in and see what's due, see their invoices, etc. Okay, moving on. You can add notes, emails. Any email interaction will show up right here. Files, you can have files for you to look at and to upload here, but you just can't share them with your client through this part. Any to-dos, events, phone log, you can keep track of phone logs, time log, and activities. Okay, this is where all of your custom fields are going to show up and tags for this specific project. Any workflows that you're working on right here, any financials, and then you can have related contacts. So if you have another client that's in this business, this company, you can add them there. Okay, so time log, you can go, you can just put in your own time that you were working on, or you can actually start it right up here through the timer. And that, I think we're at almost 30 minutes already. This has been a very long. Make sure you subscribe in the to this video, to like this video, subscribe to the channel so you can get my next video. Thank you. Have a good day. Make sure you get the referral link below if you want to sign up to save some money. Thanks a lot. See you next time.